everyone, this is Angelica. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a while since I made a video, and this video is titled Changes and Transitions. So, some of you may be experiencing some changes and transitions as we've had one eclipse and we'll have another one later in the month. However, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging too long. I haven't made a video because where the eclipse is happening in my chart, and if you don't know astrology, that's okay. This whole video is not going to be about astrology. However, it's important to point out what's been going on with me, and maybe through my experience and my story, it will help you. And that's what I've always done on this channel, is talked about my own experience, and in hopes that that will help you. However, that whole thing is changing for me as well, which I'll explain. So the eclipse, it's a new moon solar eclipse. It happened on the 8th, and oftentimes with eclipses we feel them maybe a month in advance, and then after that, a few months after, as you move into the new change, because a new moon total solar eclipse is going to bring you into a new change. And sometimes it's a change that you didn't expect, and sometimes it could be it's something you can't control either. So it's not like you can really make the decision to change when these solar eclipses come. It just kind of moves you into it. Because sometimes we hold really tightly on to the past or the way things have been. Now, personally, I've never really been that type of person. However, as I've grown on my path and kind of moved more into my destiny as a person, I have become a lot more practical and a lot more staying the same, rather than when I was younger, I would always, any idea I got, I would just be like, boom, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or I'm going to move here, or I'm going to move there. It didn't matter. I've never had any fears as far as initiating change. I've always actually loved change. And in the past few years, I have had a really hard time staying in the same routine of things. But for me and my path, which everybody else's path is going to be different, it may be opposite, okay? So I'm kind of trying to merge the two of those things. So the solar eclipse, it happened and is happening and playing out in my 4th house of home. And in my own natal chart, I have Saturn conjunct the moon in Virgo, very close to my north node in the 4th house. So anytime the sun moves in to the 4th house for me, I really go deeply, deeply, deeply within. And in fact, I kind of resist that because I want to move more outwards with things. I'm initiative, and I like to move forward, and it's also opposing, you know, my 10th house, which is career, moving out into the world and stuff. So this past month for me, just to explain where I've really been processing a lot of things within. And with that, a lot of changes are actually coming up. A lot of changes, even though I want the changes and I've known that they were coming actually, I still find myself resisting, as it seems that everything is going to change soon for me. So that's a little bit of an explanation. And in the 4th house is about, you know, the home, family, emotions, childhood, all this stuff. And it's like I've already done so much work in those areas, but there's always more to uncover. There's always more layers. And so I'll just tell you a little bit about the changes, not the full scope, because it's not going to happen for a few more months, but I'm going to be moving. And for me, I find a lot of emotion coming up around that. I've known that I was going to be moving for a while now, but I'm actually really going to be moving and not like in the same area. I'm going to be moving to a whole different area. I'll still be in California, but I'm going to be moving from this area that I've been in so long. And so that is a big change for me, as well as the work that I do is going to change significantly, which has been in the process of happening, like I said, and I've known about the change coming, but now it's really pushing forward. So I have created a new website, which I won't let you all know about yet, because I'm going to be changing the way that I do my work completely. So I have a new website, and I'm also going to be having a new YouTube channel, just to tell you, you know, in advance as this is taking place. So if any of you want to stay with my work and stay with me and the new way that I'm going to be doing things, then I'm letting you know I'm going to be moving to a new YouTube channel, and I'll give you more information on that. And eventually, with time, I don't really know how long it will be, I will be closing this channel down completely and all the videos I've done up to this point. Like I said, it's a drastic change, and it's going to, you know, take some time. However, that's what's happening. And so, and then a lot of other things in the home and family have been happening as well. And is when it rains, it pours, right? So when these changes are taking place on an inner level for me, the outer is going to start to change a lot. And I found myself, even, it's interesting because I found myself really kind of clinging to the way that things have been, and I've never been that type of person. So and I know that the future is so bright, and I know that the changes that are taking place are absolutely necessary, and the work that I'm doing in the future is going to be so much better than the work I've done so far. However, even then, you know, it's just it's a huge change, like I said. So it's why I haven't done any videos in the past few weeks. I've really been working on an inner level, and the inner is what we have to work on in order to change the outer. So if anything's happening in your life out there, know that this is where the change needs to take place. And so trying to change anything out there will never work. And sometimes with big transitions and big changes, you know, some fear comes up, and because you don't know, it's totally unknown. And like I said, it's like every area of my life is changing. It's not just one. So again, I feel it's very, very good, and I'm going to let all of you know about those changes so that you can transition with me. I'm not going to just leave and shut down my channel and no one's going to know where I'm at, but the change that's going to take place is going to be significant. So I just hope that you all understand and stay with me during that whole thing and the next few months, you know, through the summer and all of that, till things kind of get more stabilized. But I will continue to do videos, and I know once all this planetary energy moves out of my 4th house, I will be way more, you know, my normal self, upbeat and all of that. But right now, it's really a process of doing the inner work. So if wherever all these planets are in your chart, wherever they're falling, this is where a big change is happening in your life. And so in order to find out where that is, you can look up your natal chart and see. So anyway, so changes and transitions are necessary for our highest growth. Even if we get a little fearful and, you know, like the dark night of the soul, or coming into this spiritual path in and of itself is a huge and scary change. Okay, that's the biggest there is. You know, letting go of our old personality, letting go of the ego's grip on how we handle situations, and not trusting in the divine. A big part of this path is having faith and trust, and letting go of the way that we think things should be, letting go of control over how we think we're going to prioritize our lives, And when those things don't work out the exact way that we want them to, understanding and being completely okay with how it comes. Because the divine is always working to our highest good. Our minds and our ego doesn't know that. We want to control everything. We get fearful that if we let go and allow God to bring us what is best for us, that we don't know, we don't have a picture or an understanding of what that might be. So our ego tends to go a little bit crazy with those things. So what I do want to say is the more you can let go, the more you can allow the divine to move through and work through your life with whatever changes or transitions you're going through right now, the better it will be. And the more good can actually come in. So we block our own good. We block the gifts and the blessings and the wondrous things that want to come in because we think that we've got it all figured out and we have the plan. We know everything, but we don't really know anything. All we can do is really flow with that divine energy. And so if you're having any roadblocks or stumbling blocks or anything right now as far as changes or transitions occurring in your own life, just try to let go and live in the moment. Another big piece of this spiritual path is staying in the now moment. Either you tend to go to the past and think about the past, or you tend to go to the future and think about the future. I'm very future oriented. I always kind of live in the future when I start to panic and can't be in the now moment. But a lot of people live in the past. So if you're doing either of those things, then really sit with yourself in the now moment and recognize that you are totally loved and you are completely okay right now. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to understand everything right now. Oftentimes when there's not big changes or transitions happening, things feel a little more balanced. And then when these changes and transitions come in, we can just let go and understand that way bigger things are coming. Because whatever your intentions are for your life, whatever your visions are for your life, you don't know the best way to bring those in. But the divine does, okay? And if we just let loose our grip a little tiny bit, then that can all come in and everything just lines up and you have synchronicities and you have flow. Where people get stuck is oftentimes when new changes are coming in or transitions are coming in, you will feel a lot of emotions coming up. You will feel things coming up that you didn't know you had. Okay, and this is just part of this path. And so people panic. People get scared when they're feeling so much, and it overwhelms them, and they think that they're always going to feel that way and feel like things aren't going to get better. Things are getting better. That's the reason you're feeling that way. So if you are in a place right now where you feel like you don't have control of things, or you're feeling, some fear about the way things are going to work out, and you're feeling a lot of emotions, just know that's a good sign. That means after this little process has taken place, you're going to move up into a way higher level. Now, I've been doing this spiritual path for a very, very long time, and every single time that I either go deeper into the layers of my pain or have a big change occur, it works out beautifully, and I feel so much better, because what happens is you dip down into the stuff to clear it and release it, and when you clear it and release it, your consciousness level expands to a higher level. That is the process of this. So know, if you're ever feeling down, or if you don't know what's happening, just stay in self-love. Stay with yourself and love yourself, and stay with the feelings that you're feeling and allow them to have the space to release. Because if you resist the feelings, if you resist the changes, if you resist anything at all, it's going to prolong your feelings, okay? So all it's asking you to do really is to stay with it. And then boom, it releases, and then maybe something else will come, especially if it's a big, big change, you know, like I'm experiencing right now. So just allow things to go. It means bigger and better things are coming. And maybe you don't know what those bigger or better things are yet. And you're not supposed to know. Like I said, a big part of this path is trust and faith in the divine. And if you are on this path, you're going to be tested on that all the time. You may see, you know, your neighbors or other people out there not having that happen for them, like not always being pushed to the edge of the cliff before they know what's going to happen. And it's because they're mainly living in the 3D earthly realm of the world. And so, but when you move up here into the higher realms and the spiritual aspects of things, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tested all the time to see how much faith you really have, to see how much trust you really have, to see how much self-love you really have for yourself. And it's amazing because you keep expanding, you keep growing, you keep getting better and better, moving into the potential that you came here to live. So never fear if you're feeling like that. It's actually good news. It actually means that things are shifting, things are growing, you're expanding your consciousness, and it's amazing. So anyway, before the video gets too long, I just wanted to share that with all of you. I wanted to let you know what's going on for me, and I will keep you posted. And really good things are coming for as far as the work that I do. The way that I've worked up until now has been primarily a lot of my own healing journey experiences and the way that I have come to be who I am now. And I know that those videos have really helped all of you. And I know that when I make this change into the new expanded version of what my work is, it may be that I lose some people. And I think that's what I fear the most. I have to let go of a lot of things to bring in and make space for the new. And I'm not completely changing the way I work, but I am at the same time. So I'm not going to go into it, and I'm not going to explain it all to you right now because I still don't have all of the full answers. However, I do have a new website. I do have a new YouTube channel. I will be letting you know about all of that, and it's going to be fabulous. So if it's something that, if you still want to stay with me and come along for that journey, then fantastic, and that's wonderful. I just love all of you, and I have a heart connection with all of you who have watched my videos up to this point, and I'm going to continue to make videos. It's just going to be a little bit different about how I'm doing that. So anyway, before I get emotional about that, I love you all so much. I hope you're having a magical day, and I will see you soon.